In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NBA games happening on December 5th, 2022, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer anywhere from 1 betting pick a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. Boston Celtics versus Toronto Raptors. The front-running Boston Celtics will play the second game of a back-to-back as they travel north of the border to take on the Toronto Raptors on Monday night. The Celtics will be playing the second game of a 2-week road trip away from the friendly confines of TD Garden in Boston. Toronto, meanwhile, comes in a game over .500 and just 5-5 in their last 10 games. Looking at the betting trends, the Celtics are 21-9-1 against the spread in their last 31 road games, 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 games against a team with a winning record, and 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 games playing on 0 days rest. The Raptors are 38-17 against the spread in their last 55 games against a team with a winning record, and 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 home games. Head-to-head, the under is 11-5 in the last 16 meetings overall. The Celtics are 6-2 against the spread in the last 8 meetings overall, and the Celtics are 9-0 against the spread in the last 9 meetings in Toronto. The Celtics will again be missing Robert Williams and Marcus Smart, while the Raptors have ruled out Otto Porter Jr. and Juancho Hernangomez. The Celtics are playing like one of the best teams in the league right now, but Toronto is catching them at the right time on the second night of a back-to-back, which gives them a great chance to pull out the win in front of their home crowd. Simply put, the Celtics have been dominating opponents this season, and there aren't many weaknesses to exploit when playing them. They rank first in points per game and offensive rating, overpowering opponents with their talent and depth. However, they have a difficult task tonight traveling to Toronto to take on the Raptors for their second game in as many days. The Raptors are an extremely lengthy and disruptive team on the defensive end of the floor who can give Boston some issues, especially with some fatigue factored in for the visitors. In fact, Toronto ranks 7th in both opponent points per game and defensive rating, which should only continue to improve as Scotty Barnes and Pascal Siakam work their way back from injury. The Raptors are only slight underdogs in this game, which indicates how much respect the odds makers have for them in this game, as well as factoring in the tough situational spot for the Celtics. So the Toronto Raptors to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. The Celtics have been the league's best offense this season, ranking first in points per game and offensive rating. However, the Celtics are coming off a tough game in Brooklyn last night and now face a stingy defense in Toronto that ranks 7th in both opponent points per game and defensive rating. Not only might fatigue play a role in the pace of this game, but the Raptors are going to rely on their defensive pressure to stay in this game, or if they want to have any chance of pulling out the win. The Celtics have an above-average defense as well, ranking in the top half of the league in opponent points per game and defensive rating, so they should be able to slow down the Raptors as well. Look for this to be a physical, low-scoring affair on Monday night. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Philadelphia 76ers versus Houston Rockets. On Monday night, the Philadelphia 76ers traveled to the Toyota Center for a road clash with the Houston Rockets. The 76ers fell 117-109 on the road to the Memphis Grizzlies in their last game. The Rockets were blown out 120-101 against the Golden State Warriors. Looking at the betting trends, the 76ers are 8-18-1 against the spread in their last 27 road games, 3-11 against the spread in their last 14 games against a team below .400, and 8-3 against the spread in their last 11 games overall. The Rockets are 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games following a loss, and 9-3 against the spread in their last 12 games following a loss of more than 10 points. Head-to-head, the under is 4-1 in the last 5 meetings in Houston, and the 76ers are 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 meetings overall. The 76ers will again be shorthanded as Tyrese Maxey is still out while Georges Niang is listed as questionable, but that shouldn't worry them as they're playing the Rockets, who were ice cold before collecting 3 wins in their last 6 games. Houston has been one of the most inconsistent teams to open the year, and considering how young they are at every position, this is not a surprising development. They enter this matchup with a 6-17 117 record and find themselves at the bottom of the conference. They are dead last in field goal percentage and average a touch over 110 points per game. Defensively, they are a disaster, serving up 117 points per game on 48% shooting, both bottom 5 in the NBA. The 76ers come into this one clearly as the team in better shape, and they are 8-3 against the spread in their last 11 games overall. The Rockets have been more competitive in recent games, but I'm still going with the 76ers to get the job done in this spot. I don't trust the Philadelphia 76ers enough to lay big chalk with them often, but I have no choice here. The Houston Rockets are a bad team that's in full-on tank mode, and that includes losing by an average of 7 points on the season and 8 points in their last 5 games. The Rockets also lose in the underdog role by an average of 7 points, so the Philadelphia 76ers to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Houston's defense is among the worst in the league, allowing 117 points per game. In their last 3, that number is up to 120.3 per game. Even the Sixers have struggled on that end, allowing 117 over their last 3, so they'll have to rely on their offense to get the win tonight. We've seen an average of 230 points per game in the 3 most recent meetings, with the over cashing twice. Houston has gone over the total in 4 of 5 versus Eastern Conference teams. They rank 10th in pace, averaging 102.7 possessions per game. Philadelphia is one of the slower teams, so they'll have to speed things up here if they want to beat the younger Rockets. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Miami Heat versus Memphis Grizzlies. The Miami Heat will be in search of their second straight win on Tuesday when paying a visit to Tennessee and FedEx Forum to play the Memphis Grizzlies, who will be playing the second half of a back-to-back after facing the Detroit Pistons in Motown on Sunday. Miami defeated the Boston Celtics on Friday night in overtime 120-116, with Bam Adebayo scoring 28 points. The Heat have won 4 of the last 5. Memphis defeated the Philadelphia 76ers 117-109 on Friday night, with Ja Morant scoring 28 points. The Grizzlies have won 3 of the last 4. Omer Uitsevin and Victor Oladipo are out for Miami. Desmond Bane, Danny Green, and Zaire Williams are out for Memphis, while Steven Adams and Jake LaRavia are questionable. Looking at the betting trends, the Heat are 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games against a team with a winning record, and 4-1 against the spread in their last 6 games overall. The Grizzlies are 37-18 against the spread in their last 55 home games, and 0-4 against the spread in their last 4 games against a team with a losing record. Head-to-head, the over is 7-2 in the last 9 meetings overall, and the Heat are 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 meetings overall. The Heat are still dealing with a list of injuries including Gabe Vincent, Jimmy Butler, and Dwayne Dedmon, who are all questionable, while the Grizzlies will again be missing Desmond Bane and Steven Adams. It's understandable why the Grizzlies have opened as favorites at home, as the Heat have been anything but consistent all season. But the Heat looked great in their overtime win over the Celtics, and I think that will get them out of their funk. The Memphis Grizzlies are tough to turn down in these spots, especially at home, where they win by an average of 9 points. However, the Miami Heat are playing their best ball of the season, and they're as healthy as they've been in a while, which includes the return of Butler. We're going to learn a lot about the Heat now that the roster is somewhat intact, and it will be interesting to see if they can build on the win over the Celtics. Both teams are banged up here, so you can make an argument for either side, but in what should be a close one, the Miami Heat to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. The Grizzlies are a terrific offensive team that has thrived despite the significant injury to Desmond Bane. However, Bane's absence should eventually begin to catch up to them, and that might come in this game against the Heat. With Bane being their best outside shooter, Morant and the Grizzlies have relied on their dominance in the paint to overpower opponents. However, the issue in this game is that the Heat give up the fewest amount of points in the paint per game. They also rank in the top half of the league in opponents' points per game and defensive rating, so they rely on their defense to win games. The Heat should be able to limit the Grizzlies' scoring attack in this game, especially with some fatigue for Memphis after playing last night. Miami doesn't have a very productive offensive group to run away with this game though, so look for the game to stay below the set total. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.